Welcome everybody, Chris Cox here. I've got a fantastic classic rock guitar lesson for you today from my favorite band of all time, Kiss. We're going to do something from the Bruce Kulick era. This is going to be Hide Your Heart. So if you're new to my channel, something you may not know is that I cover the entire song. So not just the main riffs or not just the main melody. We're going to do the chords, the riffs, the guitar fills, the guitar solo, and any other little subtleties that I might be able to figure out. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So this is a great song, really fun song to play. Bruce does some really nice guitar phrasing that I think you would be able to incorporate into your own playing. So let's go ahead and get started with that opening riff, Hide Your Heart. Okay, so to begin with, the tuning for this tune is a little bit different than what we're used to. Most Kiss songs are tuned to E flat. The tuning for Hide Your Heart is standard tuning. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me talk about that opening riff a little bit. So I really struggled. There was an extra G note added in there that was really kind of throwing me off and trying to figure this riff out. So I kind of studied some of Bruce's live performances and realized that the band plays it a little bit different live than how they recorded it. So this isn't uncommon. When you go into the studio, you have all these tracks at your disposal, and you can put layers and layers and layers of guitar parts. Def Leppard's a great example. Those guys have to change up some things on how they play it live because there's so many different layers and so many melodies kind of buried in the tracks that's just, you know, it would take 5 or 6 guitar players to be able to cover all that. So Hide Your Heart has some of that. So I'm going to show you kind of where I was kind of, you know, thrown off. So first it starts with this B power chord, so we're going so you kind of see when we go from that, really kind of didn't work, but with, again, in the studio setting, they were able to probably come up with some layers there and make that work. But Bruce plays it like this. So we're playing, starting the anchoring chord here is a B5, so we hit that, play the open high E, B, and then the 4th fret of the G, that's the melody. So that's played as you switch the bass notes. So B, G, A, B. And then that lick, that's going to be open A, open E, 2nd fret of the E, open D, 2nd fret of the A. So you do open E, 2nd fret of the E, open A, open D, and then back to the B. Okay, so let's go over that very first guitar solo part. So the first part goes like this. So Bruce is all the way down here on the 15th fret of the B string, and we're doing a full bend. A full bend means 2 frets. So this is the note you're actually bending to. And he goes, and then kind of lets it down, and then we get this. And that's going to be from 15 on the B to 14 on the G, and we're doing that. So let's play that again slowly. So we're here on the 9th fret of the G string, and we're doing another full bend. We go. So I call these bend and release. So you're bending the note up, again, whole step, so 2 frets. So we go, let it come back down, and then come to the 7th fret. So he's doing some nice phrasing right there. You could sing that melody. So we go bend up, come back to the 7th fret of the G, and then come back to the 9th fret, and we go. Then a quick bend. And so that's, to me, that lick right there, you could incorporate that so many different ways into your playing. So make a mental note of that one right there for sure. So, and then we're going to do this little familiar pentatonic run that you would hear a lot, but Bruce does a nice little, he puts his own little touch to it. So it goes. So the first note is going to be here, and it's quick. You're going to be on the 10th fret of the high E string, a little quick vibrato. And that's going to be from 7 on the high E to the 10th of the B to the 7th of the B. So we start here on the 10th. And then come back to the 7th fret of the high E. And then come back, and once you hit that, you can repeat that again from 10 to 7, so we have. And then we do this. So that's going to be 9 of the G to 7 of the B, back to 9 to 7 of the G. So, and then we're going to do a. That's that bend and release again. So we did a full bend on the 9th fret of the G. And that's going to pull off right there. So when I come up, when I release it, you can pull off to the 7th fret of the G. And then we finish that lick on the 9th fret of the D. So we got. Okay, so let's talk about the verses. So good news is with a lot of rock songs, a lot of pop songs, is that once you learn the first verse, then you already know the second and sometimes the third if there's a third. So there is a little riff that's played right before we go into the verse that goes, and we covered that earlier, so it's just right here on the A string, 5th fret, 4, 2, and then we come down here. And we're going to play another 5 chord. This is going to be an A. So your first finger's on the 7th fret of the D, ring fingers on the 9th fret of the G. And if you want to grab that extra A right here on the 10th fret of the B string, I think it makes the chord sound a little fuller. So it's going to be like this. I'll play a little play through here for you. And I'm just doing, down strums here, just down, 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 up. And then switch to you're going to go 2 frets back up the neck, so it's going to be 5th fret of the D, 7th fret of the G, and then if you grab that octave, 8th fret of the B. So we got a. So we're just going to take that G5 and augment it. I think that's what the term that we would use there if we wanted to get really technical. So basically, augment it means make bigger. Diminish means make everything smaller. So in this case, we're going to widen that. So basically, you're on the A, switch to the G, play the G, augment it. And that's just going to be taking that first finger, put it here on the 4th fret of the D. And you're still keeping that pinky finger anchored on the 7th fret of the G. So we, and then back to the A, and then do if I can play that right. So you're just going to shift back to that G5 and play a, and then repeat it. Sorry. So you're basically just writing those chords. The first pass through is just a, changes here. Okay, so right in there, you're going to basically follow Eric Carr's drum pattern there. And it's just a. So I'm doing a really quick, muted, down up pick on the D string there. So it's still going to be that same 5 chord we learned, the G5. We're going to leave that octave out on this part though, and just do a. So again. And then shift from G to the A. So. And then we go back into what we've already learned, which is that, you know. And then here we have another guitar fill or mini solo, which is following Paul's vocal line. It goes. So let's talk about that. So we're going to slide into the 9th fret of the G and go. So that's going to be 9 of the G of the D, 7 of the G, 9 of the G. 9, 7, G. Then we're going to play that E note again, so we'll do that bend. Then we do a, so bend it up, bring it back down, and then a hammer on from 7 to 9, a little vibrato there. Then we go here back to the 9th fret of the D. So let's play that really slow. Beats again. Okay, so we play that same transition like we learned earlier, that. But we're going to add some octaves. So octaves is just playing the same 2 notes together. We're going to leave out the D string, so it's going to be a B and a B, so 2nd fret of the A, 4th fret of the G. And we're going to play. Play that B, let off, play an open A, and then we're going to slide B to the 5th fret and make it a D. So that's going to be 5 of the A, 7 of the G, nothing on the D. We have this lick. That's going to be a hammer-on from 11 to 14 on the G, and then a hammer-on pull-off from 12 to 15 to 12 on the B. So it's and that's going to be a bend here at the 14th of the G, back to the 12 of the B, and then a full bend. Oops. And then it plays again. And then we play this. So that's going to start here on the 7th fret of the B. And we're going to come here to the 10th fret of the B and do 2 picks before we pull off back to the 7th fret. That's going to be 9 from the G, back to the 7, and then we do this bend. Another great phrase right in there. That's a great place to maybe take that to your own play. And okay, so we have so far now you can try to grab those octaves, but it's very difficult to come up and play that and then switch back down. So I just kind of let the, if I were in a situation like that, I would just let the rhythm guitar player cover that and me just handle the leads. So the next part, he goes, so we're going to come here to the 17th fret of the B and do a lots of bends up, full bend up, 15, 17, bend again, stop it. That's going to be 15 to 16 on the G. Very much bluesy. Okay, and then the last part's a little triplet lick that we do. If I can play it. So that's going to be 17 of the B to 14 of the high E, and then a pull off from 17 to 14. So it's a triplet. Another great spot to take a lick that's real common rock lick. Then he does a full bend here on the 17th fret. Lets it come down, goes to the 15, and then ends on 17, but he's just... Okay, so another couple, 2 guitar player band. So we got 2 different guitar parts. So the first part you could play is just playing the chords. So, Paul's singing kind of slow and the band's pulled down. So the first is just the A5 we learned earlier to the G5, then back to the A again, then we augment that G. This is where everything kicks up and we go. Then when we go to the G, it's if we follow Eric Carr's drum fill work. Then back to the A, and then it goes. Back into that chorus we already learned. But there is a muted part underneath that I think we should cover too. So it sounds like this. So another one of those things, I don't see that played in the live clips I found of the band playing. I don't see them playing that little part, so that may have just been something they added in the studio. But 7th fret of the D, when everything's going to be muted here with your palms, so we don't want these notes to ring. They're going to be muted and kind of plucked. So it starts with 7th fret, pinky finger on the D, first fingers on the 4th fret of the G, middle fingers on the 5th fret of the B. So we have. So I'm just playing straight down D, G, D. And then I come back and play D and skip the G. So I think it's easier to up-pick that last one. And then we're going to come up here and grab this chord, which would be a G major. So we're going to leave out the high E though. So we've got a 5th fret of the D, 4th fret of the G, 3rd fret of the B, and we do. Same picking pattern. And then that's when we would jump into that big chord there. And you could grab it here. You could do the G there if you want. So either way, it's two guitar things. Bruce does a couple of really cool guitar fills at the very end. So we're gonna come out of this. It's the last time he plays that, and he does this. That last part was mine. I'm not really sure what he's doing there at the very end because it's fading out. But the very first part he does so it's here on the 12th fret of the B. We do a little pull and then a bend and then stop that note on the 15. And then he has this similar to what we learned earlier. So it's a full bend on the 17, come back to the 15, and then 16 of the G. And then he does this. Another cool triplet. Let's play it like this. That's how I played it. So it goes a little bend here on the 14th fret of the G. So the frets are 14G, 12B, 15B, back to 12, and you do the pull off. And then he comes back into this. So that's it. So we come back into that same bend that we did earlier, 17 fret of the B. And then we're going to add this high bend on the 17th fret of the high E. And he does a quick, angry, aggressive vibrato. And then he kind of follows Paul. Paul goes, yeah, and he goes. And then this is where you're going to come up with your own lick. Whatever you want to put there will be fine. And I think that's sometimes some of the best ways that we can incorporate our own thing is, yeah, what can I do here? Not sure really what's going on. The song's fading out. I can hear a few things, but can't quite make it out. Why not come up with 4 or 5 notes to end the song that are kind of your own thing? All right, guys, that is everything. Thanks so much.